live, Colette. We are live.
All right, all right. Hello, fabulous people. It's Colette Baron Reed, and I'm here with a masterclass on journaling and all things fabulosity that relate to journaling. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for so many great comments yesterday. We love to know how you feel about this. And today we're going to be sharing some ways in which you can overcome your obstacles and, when you have some resistance to this. But while you're getting comfortable, I want you to make sure you have some paper and something to write with nearby. So you definitely want to have a pen and just a piece of paper. Now, I happen to have my journal with me, the Oracle journal. So make sure you have a piece of paper because I'm going to do an exercise that you need to actually do something on paper. But while you're getting your paper and getting yourself into this masterclass, I decided to pull a card for all of us today. And I thought, because I do that all the time in my school and in my membership site and whatever. And I thought, why don't I pull one for you guys too? And I thought, what do I need to focus? What? Yay! Thank you, Mark. So what is it? What do we need to reflect on today, given that we're talking about how to overcome obstacles? And I thought it was really appropriate. So I opened up the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and I just pulled a card, and I thought, I just thought if it was pertinent, I would share it. And it really is. And it's called Fool's Embrace, about transmuting pain. So I want to show you that. I don't know if you guys could pull it back a little. No? Okay, good. That's enough. My arm hurts. I slept on it funny last night. I can't do it. Okay, whatever. So this is all about transmuting pain, allowing life to love you, and the experience of both and. So I think it's really appropriate to the conversation that we're going to have today about overcoming obstacles. Because part of why we have obstacles to journaling is because we don't want to see what we're writing. It's not just, I don't have time or whatever. We resist it because it's going to reflect the truth in us. So here's what this says. The pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will always be woven in through our continuity of existence. We're kept hostage by the way we identify with pain and what we make it mean. And if we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. So remember, the pearl can't be created without the gritty sand, causing discomfort and acting as a catalyst in the oyster. Your pearl is discovered in radical acceptance that everything has value. All is well now and will be well. Remember that today, as you feel the Fool's Embrace. And the Fool, of course, in the tarot is the first card. It's the new beginning of the journey, and it's also the integration of the journey. So I didn't read all the stuff in the middle because that's not why you're here. But I thought, wow, what a really great way for us to start today, remembering that even our resistance is important and everything means something, and everything is meaningful in terms of getting to know ourselves better and to make better choices for ourselves rather than walk around this world unconscious, which is what many of us do. And we don't want to do that because that's why you're here, right? So let's get into today's content. So yesterday we reviewed some simple tips to begin a journaling habit. And I know it's so simple, but it's not easy, right? To schedule time in your day, right? What about pairing your journaling with another habit and then making it fun for yourself? Even when you're going to be talking about things that are super meaningful for you, you want to make it fun. So I also led you through a beautiful grounding meditation. I know so many of you love that. Thank you. Before we moved into our journaling exercise for the day, where we tried out a very specific form of gratitude journaling. So today we're going to talk about ways that people feel blocked or stuck when journaling and how to move beyond that. So I want to talk about something that I get asked a lot. Like, how do you move out of being blocked or stuck? I asked about this on my Instagram page recently, and I got so many responses ranging from, I don't know what to write, to I keep writing the same things and I don't have anything new to say, or I feel embarrassed to write about myself, or I'm way too distracted by other things in my life to write. I don't know how this is going to help me. So if you can relate to any of these scenarios, know that you're not alone. It's very common to experience those feelings and situations and to find yourself stuck or uninspired some days. But oftentimes we get blocked or go blank because we've got an innate resistance to our own truth. It's not easy to look in the mirror. It's much easier to get distracted and keep running faster than we can think, etc. There's a part of us that's really invested in protecting us from moving forward. And why is that? Because there's a wounded part of ourself. And that's its job. Its job is to keep us from getting hurt anymore. So it keeps reminding you of the old wound just in case, oh my gosh, oh no, don't go there, don't go there. We don't want to see that. So there's that part of us that's absolutely invested in keeping things the same and not leaving our comfort zone, even if the comfort zone isn't really serving us, right? Well, I'm going to tell you about a time I couldn't journal. It's actually pretty funny, but it wasn't funny at the time. It's funny now when I look back on it. My mom had just crossed, and actually we're coming up to the anniversary of her passing. I went to see a therapist. As soon as she died, I really needed to talk about this. And every time we started to talk about my mom, I swear to God, I'd start to get sleepy and I would pass out. And I'd be like, afterwards, what happened? Am I paying for this? Am I actually paying for this? Like to sleep in front of you? But anyway, she would give me homework. Journaling prompts, write about your mom. Every time, and now other things too, I wasn't like a total bust. I did talk about other things that were important too, but every time I had to write about my mother, I would literally pass out every single time in her office at my desk with my pen. But I kept at it until finally one day I just started writing, and it got to a place where I asked the question, what is the nature of my resistance? Right? It's the kind of questions that we ask. The truth was, I was so frightened by my own grief and rage. I thought it was going to kill me. I thought I would be annihilated by my feelings. Like I didn't feel like I was allowed to share my really difficult emotions growing up. So it just didn't feel safe to do. But I was so happy that I finally pushed through and asked the question, not about my mom directly. No, but about my resistance. And that just opened the floodgates. It made it so much easier for me. I could tell the journal about my rage, about those feelings, and it allowed me to use journaling as a therapeutic tool. Now, this is really, really important because it's fast. It's right in front of us. We don't have to make an appointment. We have it right there in front of us on our desk anytime we want when we begin a journaling practice. Now, I have continued journaling since this. And I mean, mind you, I was journaling before that too. I've been journaling full on 37 years, as long as I've been sober. But today I pray and I ask Spirit to come through me. I'm not working with just my mind. So journaling has honestly been the only thing that really works no matter where I am. Like I said, I can do it anywhere, and I have. I actually keep a small journal with me at all times in my purse. It doesn't take a lot of intellectual brain power if I ask Spirit to come through me first. I'm not doing this by myself. So I'm like, okay, come through me and show me, since I'm I'm a hairball. You know what I mean? The cat just barfed me up and I can't sort through anything. So help me. So I want to share some creative ideas to spark insight and get beyond that feeling of blank or uninspired, because there's so many ways to help you move from feeling stuck back to feeling inspired in your journaling practice. And I've got a few ideas for you today. Of course, it's not a comprehensive list by any means, but it might spark an idea for you today. So I'll give you some of the things I do. If you listen to a favorite song and choose a phrase that really sticks out to you, why does that stick out to you? Why do you love that phrase? Why is that phrase meaningful to you? So you can write about what it means to you and see where that leads you. Does it lead you to a memory? Does it lead you to an epiphany? Does it lead you to something that needs to be addressed right now? So I want you to pay attention to where it leads you and write about it. And you're not going to do that right now, but that's just an idea I want you to think about when we're done today. Now, I'll give you an example. On my first album, for those of you who don't know, I was a recording artist on the EMI music label that's now Universal. I did a cover of Old Man by Neil Young. And there's a line in that song that I love that goes, "I've been first and last. Look at how the time goes past. but I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Now I could write on that for ages. That's just one that I can come up with off the top of my head. So do you have a line from a favorite song that really gets you every time you hear it? Mark, do you have one? Or are you paying attention? But put it in the chat. You put it in the chat if you can. Would you have one, Mark?
Not off the top of my
My
head.
Sharona?
No, my Sharona.
My Sharona.
No. Much deeper than that.
Deeper. We have to go a little deeper than that. Yes. Put it in the chat. Another one that's really been going through my head. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. That one. And it's like, because I was thinking about somebody that used to be such a problem in my life. And now they're just somebody I used to know. So that came to me too while I was writing in my journal the other day about something that I realized, wow, I don't feel the same way about that person anymore. And that was the song line. So if you can think of songs that you love, and that has somehow meaningful to you, that's a good way to break the ice of your journaling habit. Now, another one is get a book of poetry. Now, this is actually something metaphysical that's called stichomancy. It's actually a way that you use a book as an oracle. So if you flip open the book of poetry to a random page, I love Hafiz, and anybody's like Mary Oliver is a beautiful one. Just read the poem and then see what comes up for you. How does it make you feel? Are there words? Are there lines that really resonate with you? Now, you could even just pick a few words that really call to you and write about those words, and it will always lead into something more. Okay. So I think people get a little screwed up about journaling because they think they have to have the whole epic in their head. You know, they have to know it intellectually before they write it, but actually it's the beginning of the writing. It's the petri dish. You know, it's that little, sparkle of a word that leads into something more. And then you just follow it. Like it's like a spool of magic thread, and it will always lead into something more. Now, what if you're still stuck after that? Well, something I love to do is to step away and participate in joyful movement and something called shaking. Now, you can turn on a song and dance like nobody is watching and just shake your body, like shake it all out. Do we have any dance music, Mark? Okay, just like shake. You can actually do that with me right now. Just shake it. Oh, I hit myself in the face. And you shake your body. Now, I can't get up and do it because you won't see me. But anyway, if you shake for like 3 minutes, a 3-minute song, and dance and shake, then sit down, and like you will have shifted your consciousness right there. It works every time. It never not works. It always works. This morning, Mark made me do it. My dog had a seizure, and Mark was like, snap out of it. She's fine now. And I'm like, he goes, let's shake.
I was much nicer than that.
No, I know. Well, he did hug me first.
Yes, and then we started shaking.
Then we started shaking. That's true. And I started laughing, and it's true. And then I was like, oh, that doesn't mean the same thing right now. If I were to write about it, and in fact, I was excited about coming here today with you guys because he said, like, you're got to be there for these people. Anyway, so here's what I want to do with you. Let's go through a quick writing exercise to bring insight forward for an inspirational lift. So go grab a pen and a piece of paper. And I'm going to lead you through a really quick writing exercise about inspiration, okay? So let's take a couple seconds and go get your pen and paper. And how's everybody feeling? Are they commenting? And how's everybody?
Yes, Colette. And someone even mentioned, I love my Sharona.
My Sharona, right?
Everybody here had a song they really related to. I saw so many, from country to rock to all sorts of stuff.
One of my other ones is Jesus Take the Wheel. That one too. It's like, or Dance Like No One Is Watching. Yeah, there's so many good songs.
Oh, they're doing it now. They're all adding their songs.
Add your songs. Put your songs down. Exactly. I want to hear your songs.
Yeah.
Let's hear your songs. Okay. So are you ready to grab a pen and a piece of paper? All righty. So right now, what I'd like you to do is remember a moment in your life you were inspired. Mark, why don't you put the meditation music on just to get everybody in the zone? If you can. So I just want you to remember just one moment in your life when you were inspired. And I want you to consider, what does inspiration feel like? So just close your eyes. What does it feel like? You've been inspired at least once in your life. What did it feel like when you were inspired? I want you to remember that inspiration, that feeling. It's when you tune into something, right? You receive something. It's not you generating ideas. You receive, you allow, you're a channel. That's what inspiration is, right? Of the Spirit. You don't have to come up with anything. It comes through you. I want you to really, really pay attention to the difference of, I have to come up with something to say versus, I'm just going to let something come through me. Write down the difference. And add it to the chat. I'd love to see it. And then Mark, you can tell me, because I can't see the chat. He can tell me what you're writing. Just put it in there. Like, what's the difference? I'm generating an idea to like, oh, I feel so inspired.
The sparkly yes feeling.
Right,
An
sparkly.
excitement type of feeling.
Yeah.
Wow, they're going so fast. I'm gonna
That's
slow
okay.
down. Feels like openness, excitement.
Openness.
Openness,
Yes.
curiosity.
Yes.
Effortless, exhilarating,
Yes. Yes.
knowing, coming up with zero. No, poor girl.
That's okay. If you come up
Cool.
with zero, that's okay too. Like whatever. That's just like, let's dive into zero. What does zero mean to you? Let's go into emptiness.
We have an ooh, empowered.
Right. Remember, don't overthink this. That's you trying to generate. I love that, because if you've come up with zero, right, it's like, and then you're using your mind, right? Anyway, don't worry. You're going to get a chance to see this video again. You'll get these videos. So you'll be able to do that by yourself if you feel too pressured right now, but you will get it 100%. So now I'm going to show you something to do. Okay. So I'm also going to show you another one of my favorite exercises that I love to use when I feel stuck. Now, you've got to use your imagination with me. And okay, I just want you to make a commit with me right now. Be with me right now that you're going to have fun with this, and you're just going to be curious and don't overthink it. Okay. We're going to make it mean something. So, and I call this my dot exercise. You have to have your journal or a piece of paper. Okay. I don't care if it's just a scrap of paper. You need a pen. Okay. And we still have the meditation music, right, Mark?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You want it back up?
Yeah, in a sec, I'll tell you. It's in a second. Okay, so why I tell you that you have to go with me on this, because we are using this exercise as a metaphor for connecting to our higher selves. Okay, it's symbolic. However you do it, you cannot do it wrong. So just know that I'm not doing this wrong right away. Just promise me you're stepping into this. I can't do this wrong. Okay. So the purpose of the exercise is to get a new lens on your reality and see things that you can't normally see with your intellect or your eyes. Okay. And through this process, you may get some surprising downloads about yourself and feel more connected to the magical insight that's always available to you. So let's get started. And Mark, I will ask you for the music. So you're going to take your page, and at the top of your page, you're going to draw a circle about the size of a dime, and then you're going to fill it in. And it's going to look like this. Okay, so it's like the size of a dime, and you're going to So now I'm going to ask you to stare at the center of the dot and just allow your eyes to soften. So you will have something called peripheral vision that will kick in right away. And you should begin to see a light around the dot. So don't look at the light, because then you'll lose it. Just stare at the dot and just see what happens around the dot. You might need to readjust your eyes a couple of times. You should be seeing something. And when you look away, it will go, and then you come back and you stare at it again, you should see it. You should see something. It should be a light, and it might even move on your page. And because you have seen this now in your peripheral vision, you can't stare directly at it. It's not possible. You cannot see this type of light. We're going to assign meaning to the dot and the light. So we are now going to decide what is this symbolizing? What is my dot going to be a symbol of? Now, it can be a symbol of your higher self, your guardian angel, or your soul. But remember, the light behind the dot animates it. So it's showing you that this thing is alive. I need you to imagine that this is true. And if this is your guardian angel, if this is your soul, if this is your higher power, it knows everything about you and loves you unconditionally. Just tune in to the fact that your soul, your higher self, your higher power, your guardian angel, whatever you made this mean, loves you without conditions. You do not have to be anything different than you are exactly as you are right now. And the light that you see can sometimes flicker in and out. It's the light of love. Now, this living dot has insights about your accomplishments. It sees your relationships and your patterns. It doesn't judge you, it just sees it. And let this dot, which loves you unconditionally on this page, reflect you by inspiring you. And you'll choose a topic that rises up in your consciousness. Maybe it's relationships, maybe it's your job, something you want to reflect on. And let's allow the dot to just transmit wisdom. And take your pen and just write free form. Whatever comes to you, just write it and start now. We're going to take 5 minutes to write. Don't edit it. Just write. If this is true, that this representation of your higher power, your guardian angel, your higher self, your soul, knows you unconditionally, loves you unconditionally, doesn't judge you, what would you be reflecting on now? All right. How was that for you? I want to see that in the chat. Did you see the dot? It's not an optical illusion. It actually shows that when we get into a soft focus with our eyes and see outside the corners of our eyes, we begin to see the spirit in all things. And that shows up as light. Isn't that cool? What's everybody saying? Are they going really fast, Mark? Mark gets to see you. I don't.
Yeah, I can slow them down now.
Slow them down.
All right, what do we got going on? Oh yeah, I saw the dot, then fell asleep.
Oh, that's very cool. You fell asleep. What are you afraid of with the dot?
The light was very comforting.
Wasn't
very
that cool?
Fantastic, thank you. The
Yeah.
exercise is amazing.
Awesome.
I saw a vessel of possibility.
Yes, of possibility. And that's the whole point, right? All of a sudden, when we see light, we don't expect to see it. It's like, oh, there's possibility. I don't feel blocked right now. It's a really fun exercise, and you can do this anytime you want. But I'm giving you some of my, more interesting ways of getting out of your blocks because, these things do work. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me. I promised you that these would be short, and I'm going to see you in the next live lesson tomorrow when we are going to dive into how to bring forward your intuition with journaling. Okay. So have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow for the next day 3 of our masterclass. Take care. Thank you, Hay House, for doing this with me.